Hi everyone, and welcome to the latest BC gaming video. I'm Fat But Agile, and I'm going to talk about the latest Runescape update, buffs to the rewards of the Extinction quest. This goes beyond the XP lamps and the original, not very good Dream of Iaia area. The three things I want to cover in today's video will be the Pontifex ring upgrade and how to get it, the passive Ring of Vigour upgrade and how to get that, and the new buffs to the Dream of Iaia area. So let's get started first with the Pontifex ring, since that's the simplest. Simply right click the ring in your inventory and there'll be an option to imbue it. You won't see it on my screen since I've already done it, but when you right click it in your inventory after completing the quest, you can just click the imbue option. This will give a permanent 2% increase to the drop rates for all 4 of the God Wars Dungeon 3 bosses, which is honestly pretty nice, especially since it's passive, so it works from the bank, and it also stacks with the Luck of the Dwarves tier 4 luck buff as well. The other good thing is that it gives you a teleport to the new area, the Dream of Iaia, so let's go ahead and do that. It's worth noting, if you don't have the upgraded ring yet, that's fine. You can walk to this area from the Anachronia Lodestone. This is the place where you do Effigy Incubator and also where you do parts of the Extinction quest itself. So it's not too hard to get to. The next upgrade to consider is the Ring of Vigour passive. To get this, you want to talk to Vicenditas, as I'm doing now. When you talk to him, there'll be an option that says, do you have any extinction rewards for me? And he'll give you a warped gem. Again, I don't have this option because I've already done it, but you will give you a warped gem. You use this on the Ring of Vigour, you'll get a confirmation box. You confirm that you want to combine the gem and the Ring of Vigour, and then they will both disappear. Note, you must have entered the Dream of Iaia at least once to get this dialogue option, so if you don't see it, just pop into the Dream of Iaia through this hatch over here, and then you will get the dialogue option. Sorry, I will correct myself here, that's actually a pod, not the hatch, so this pod over here. So you run up to it, and then this is how you'll enter the new area, the Dream of Iaia. You may have accessed this before the update. It does look much the same. Let's go into it now. The first thing you'll probably notice is a nice new shiny little bank chest there. So that's pretty nice if you want to switch your skilling outfits or skill capes, etc. while you're there. This is quite nifty. So a brief explanation of the area for those who haven't visited. There are 6 skilling stations. There's 6 different skills. So herblore, hunter, fletching, crafting, fishing and construction. Before you start to skill at a station, you go to that station and you pay 50,000 of each of the Anachronia resources to start skilling there. So I'm going to run up to the hunter area now. So I've already built this area, so I can't show you exactly how it will look, but when you arrive here the first time, there'll be an option to build this hunting lodge. And as I said, it will cost 50,000 of each Anachronia resource per station. So the maximum of resources is 150,000, so with max resources you'll be able to build 3 of the stations at once, and then you'll have to wait about 10 days or so before you get the next 150k so you can build the other 3 stations. So once you've built the station, you will have 135,000 XP stored in them by default. You can also then click the NPC who is there's 1 at each station, and you can store more XP by contributing resources. There are 6 resources, there are 6 skilling stations, they each correspond. So for this one it is, I believe, vines. You contribute by right clicking, and then as you can see you can left click the hunting lodge, and then you begin your AFK skilling. and you'll start to claim that stored XP. So at the moment, as you can see, I have 61,000 XP stored in this, and every 2 seconds or so, I think it's 3 ticks, you get 175 XP, 175 base XP. As you can see on the screen, this does stack with bonus XP and other buffs. So things like the Yactory stick and skilling outfits will increase this XP. You should expect somewhere between about 300 and 350k XP, base XP per hour here. Obviously, this is limited to how much XP you can store at any one time, so it's limited to how many resources you can have at any one time. But obviously, that's a decent XP rate, especially since most of the skills you train here, with the exception of Hunter and Fishing, are buyable. So this is a free method of training in terms of GP, so it's quite good for, especially for things like Herblore and Fletching and Crafting, which can be quite expensive to train. The second thing to notice about this place is that not only is the XP vastly improved from pre-update, but also that there are new reward items that you'll get while skilling at the stations. These come in various forms. The most common are the lab relics from the Dragonkin laboratory, and that's from the Elite Dungeon for those who haven't done it. These are really just raw alchables. You can alch the common type for 5k and the uncommon type for 25k. The other quite common reward is these compacted resources. They're just items that you'll see in your inventory, and when they arrive you can just left click them and redeem 400 resources. So what this works out by my maths is about a 3% return on investment. Obviously you pay resources to start skilling here, you get a few back while skilling. It's about 3% return, so it's just a nice little bonus while you're skilling. There are a fair few other rewards, and some of these, they're a little bit rarer, but they are quite nice to have. So the first one is the player-owned farm mush. This can be added to your trough at player-owned farms. Saves you actually having to buy the raw food itself, so stuff like meaty mush can just be added to things rather than having to buy raw meat from the Grand Exchange or from shops. So that's a nice little money saver, nice little reward there. The next one to think about is the dinosaur eggs. So these it's really good for Iron Men who would have had to do big game hunter for these kind of things beforehand. It's also quite nice for mains because you can just sell these on the Grand Exchange. I got a Malatops earlier, I sold it for 3 mil. So again, for something that's AFK skilling, it's quite a nice thing to have. Another thing that you get is blowpipe pieces. Over about 3 or 4 hours I managed to get all 4 pieces of an upgraded blowpipe, and I sold it for about 14 mil. So that's pretty good. Again, this is AFK skilling, so it's just a bonus really. The price is dropping, so don't necessarily expect 14 mil, but it's an indication of the kind of thing you can get from this. You can also get base camp upgrade resources, so things like the dinosaur tooth, the essential oils, etc. you'd use to make tier 3 lodges on Anachronia. This means that there's now an AFK method to get those, rather than having to do the agility course or Slayer or whatever. So actually this might be worth prioritising spending your Anachronia resources on before you get those tier 3 things, because this is probably an easier way to get those things. So the final and potentially best reward from this place is the Necklace of Salamancy, which you can see in my inventory here. This is about a 1 in 500 apparently from when a compacted resource is rolled. This gives the player a 15% bonus to accuracy and damage at Slayer Dinosaurs and the Rex Matriarchs. It doesn't work against Raksha. And it's also a 3% bonus to drop rates for the Rex Matriarchs uniques, which is a nice bonus. It also has the added benefit of allowing you to turn into a lizard, which is pretty cool. So yeah, this is me turning into a lizard and wandering around the map. which honestly is the best reward I could have hoped for from this quest. So I hope you all enjoy it as much as I do. The final thing to mention is the achievement that comes from this place. So that's the To Dream, Perchance to Keep achievement. This unlocks the Past Keeper title and is also required for the Master Quest Cape. It's currently under a grace period until the 4th of July because it is time gated. The progress towards this achievement happens randomly as you skill. As you skill, you will progress through dialogue with each station keeper. So as you can see, there are 6 stories here, and the achievement is complete when you have had all of the station keepers tell you their story. So like I say, you just keep skilling, and eventually you will unlock a story from each of the station keepers. So that brings us to the end of the video. I do hope it was useful. Let us know in the comments if it was. Give us a like, give us a subscribe. And yeah, I hope you all enjoy turning into a lizard as much as I do. Thank you for watching. See you next time.